Welcome to the Two Dumb Babies Secret Podcast. Every week before we record the show, we bullshit for a little while to get warmed up. It's closer to a standard podcast. We don't have a theme song yet, so the episode will start after the beep. Beep!
Oh.
Yeah.
Episode 22.
Sports. Or not.
Or not sports.
Or not. To do sports or not to do sports.
To play or not to play.
That is not your choice anymore.
Yeah, usually starting off with Shakespeare is really relatable to people, I think. Everybody's like, I want more Shakespeare in my podcast.
You know, if there's anything that we've done in this podcast, it's not figure out what people want more of.
Dude, no one does like ceramic pentameter or whatever the fucking thing is.
Ceramic pentameter. Yeah, I took that elective in school. I made a pot.
Yeah, I had a really hot art teacher. She was really good at ceramic pentameter.
I made a vase that was actually a bong.
I wasn't smoking weed when we were making vases, so I just made real art, and look where that got me.
I also wasn't smoking weed, but I just wanted to be cool.
I think if I had made a bong, everyone would have been horrified. Like, it wasn't even cool at my school. That was middle school, so everyone's like scared, you know what I mean?
Mine
like,
was high school.
Drugs, you fucking loser.
You're going nowhere with your life. You just wait in 2 years.
Yeah. Give it 1 year.
I'm the coolest ninth grader now.
Yeah. Not only did I start doing drugs, making me cooler, I'm also prepared with this bong I made.
Apparently, going through puberty means you gain more respect for drugs, too.
Like, why did they allow any kind of art form that lets you make bongs out of it? Like, there's an art teacher like, all right, now we're gonna melt the side of this water bottle and stick a sumo grip in there, and that's ceramics.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't let you. I remember someone getting caught making one, and his art piece got taken, and he got suspended.
Yeah, I bet it got taken and sold by the dean.
It was definitely a bong. It was like, dude, you shaped it after a bong. You could have at least shaped it after a water pitcher or something.
Dude, if I was the dean of a school, I wouldn't suspend any of the kids, and I would have hundreds of homemade bongs from students over the years.
That's how you remember each year.
I got 5 bongs this year. Pretty good.
Pretty good
haul.
It was a 5 bong year. I had a friend bring a little pipe that he made out of a kazoo. It was a metal kazoo.
A kazoo? That's fun.
Yeah, metal kazoos are like a perfect pipe, and it still worked as a kazoo. So
I was gonna say, could you smoke
caught.
weed and it'd be like?
I mean, not the sound that kazoos make.
Like, no. You just never learned how to play the kazoo very well.
You're thinking of like a kazoo slide whistle or something.
Nah, dog, I'm a fucking virtuoso on the kazoo, dog. You just didn't. I'm the Stevie Ray Vaughan of the kazoo. You ever heard Little Wing on kazoo? It's amazing.
Kazoo's just like the ugly stepchild of the harmonica.
Yeah, the kazoo is like the slightly more. That's like the retarded cousin of the recorder.
Yeah. Yeah. You are not respected in music, but every child has played you.
Dude, that would be so fun, smoking weed out of kazoo. You're like, voo, 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 and like smoke rings are coming out, like in Pinocchio.
I'm just so good at playing the kazoo that it's on fire.
It's like a drug dealer comes in. It's like, yeah, step on in. Voo, 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 voo. So what did you guys need? He puts a gun on the table.
He's like, no, that's actually a bong. It's a hollowed out gun. You're like, I think the bong is less illegal at this point than the gun.
So are Los Lobres dead? Voo, 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 voo. Did we get our turf back? Hang on. Yeah. Voo, voo, voo. Yes, boss. We have 100 about 10 dead. Voo, voo. About 10 dead. Can you stop doing that while I'm talking about the dead people? Dude, I remember we used to smoke weed in our auto shop class, and we just smoke weed in like the front of the classroom because there was a door right next to it, and the auto shop teacher would be in like his office because it's an auto shop. Like he wasn't a teacher as much as like a mechanic. He just had a job.
He was also smoking weed.
He probably was, dude,
During
honestly.
shop.
He just did it way more discreetly.
Who becomes a teacher instead of a mechanic if that's your line of work? You're like, I couldn't get a job as a
Yeah.
mechanic.
I had to just teach. But yeah, so he'd be in the office, and there'd just be like fucking 20 kids facing the front of the class, and then me and my two friends just smoking weed in front of all of them, blowing out the window.
Wow.
It was chaos. A lot of them were like Filipinos. They didn't speak very good English, so they couldn't rat on us, too.
Perfect.
That was nice. They were like, I don't know enough to rat on you.
Yeah, it's not usually the first thing you learn in a language is ratting on people.
He has the green cigarettes. You're like, what? Like, I don't know enough English.
Los biblioteca. I'm like, what? That's not even the right language
not
to
even
rat on
Filipino.
them. I know. Or English.
They're like, they were eating an apple in the front. And they're like, that's fine. I'm like, no, but it wasn't the apple. It was
not eating, smoking an apple.
the smoking the apple. It's like, you can't smoke apples, Rodrigo.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
He means chewing or something is just a language barrier.
Yeah.
What's the worst teacher you ever had?
It was also an auto shop teacher. He would just fall asleep while he was teaching.
Wait, you took multiple years of auto shop?
Yeah, it took 4 years of auto shop in high school. That's how
Hold on 1 sec. I got to get this call real quick. Sorry, 1
For
sec.
sure. Eric is taking a call. We'll be right back after these messages. Are you sick of washing your own feet? Well, how about you hire a slave? Slaves wash your feet. They cook. And the best part is one-time payment. To me. It's my slave advertisement. Hey, are you sick of being awake? Try drinking too much. Do you have healthy relationships with all your family members and ex-girlfriends? A perfect driving record? No scratches on that old car? Well, you need to try drinking too much. Oh, espresso. It's like someone put cocaine in vodka and called it coffee. Tastes terrible. Espresso is for all the French people who just couldn't drink coffee fast enough.
Yeah, like how do I mainline coffee?
Yeah.
It's your worst teacher. You took auto shop more than 1 year.
I took auto shop for 4 years.
What?
That's how it worked at my high school.
Did you go to college to become a mechanic? That's what it sounds
No,
like.
this was high school.
Did you go to high school to become a mechanic? Was it a trade school?
Dude, I wish if I did go to high school to become a mechanic, I'd have a great job right now, still in Hawaii. But you didn't have to take 4 years of whatever your elective was. But if you did, with your senior year, you got to do like the capstone, and that was just basically being a mechanic. You just had to fix cars, and it was really fun. Freshman year, my teacher was this guy, Mr. Sung. And he was like 90 years old. He had been teaching there since the opening of Maui High in 1918.
So he was born like before cars.
Yeah, he's like, I'll teach you how to fix a carriage. I don't know anything
He's
about.
like, so first you have to get a nice strong whip to hit your horse with.
You know, these original carburetors on the T model. What is it called? The T fucking. The Ford
T1000.
Yeah, whatever.
The Model T. That's what it was.
That's what it was. And he's like, actually, you had to. I'll show you how to crank the engine before you get in it, because that's what you need to do. All right, I'm out of old car jokes. Let's erase this part. But yeah, he's been around since the fucking beginning of Maui High, and so he was super old. He was about, I think, like the next year he retired. I'm pretty sure, like it was his last year ever. And he would just fall asleep in class every day. He would give us book work, and you're like, all right, do pages like 18 to 25. And then he'd go sit at his desk and just put his head down and fall asleep. Or he wouldn't always make it all the way down. Sometimes he'd like pretend to be awake, and he'd like sit up a little bit, and he'd like knock his head back, and he'd fall asleep like that. He'd fall asleep standing up, which was my favorite thing. He'd like stand by the doorway, because he'd know he'd fall asleep. He'd fucking be aware of it, and he'd always be like, he'd wake up really suddenly and like pretend he wasn't asleep, think that nobody noticed. But he'd be fucking standing in the doorway. He'd be like hanging out, leaning against the wall, and you'd see him. Me and my buddy Dave would be like, look at, he's falling asleep, and he'd be like, just out. And he'd fall asleep for like 20 minutes at a time. I remember kids used to smoke weed in class while he slept.
Yeah, that was the
which is,
the other thing
I
you
never
were
did
talking
that.
about.
I never did that part with the teacher in the same room.
Oh.
I did that junior year of high school, which was stupid. But freshman year, it's crazy. Dude. You're like 14.
Yeah, you just got
Take it
there.
easy.
Calm down.
Yeah, chill out. But yeah, they'd like load up weed in like a sumo grip and smoke it while he fucking slept. It was hilarious.
That sounds like that should be happening at Maui High.
It was fucking awesome, dude. There was like chickens running around everywhere and dogs.
Yeah.
We had like wild dogs and chickens just hanging out at the school.
I can't see there
great.
being actual like regular classes at Maui High. There's surfing.
There was
how to respect the volcanoes.
Hey, where'd you go to fucking school? Arizona? What do you even learn there? How to eat cactuses and fuck your cousin?
You learn that the world is beige and who cares?
You learn water is scarce and never leave your hometown. Because there might not be water anywhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, you learn that you're going to lose a lot of buffalo on any march to another state.
No, we had classes. We had a school. It's a state. It's one of the states. You're thinking of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has nothing. Maui high schools are just more advanced than everywhere else.
Yeah.
Imagine what our colleges would be if we had one.
There is no college there, huh?
It's a offshoot of UH now. It used to be just community college, but now it's like University of Hawaii Maui campus. And now you have to call it that when you go to buy cocaine at the dorms. You're like, no, I'm going to the UH Maui campus to buy chopped up cocaine with who knows what. No, I never bought coke there, but that is where you can get it.
Good to know.
Yeah,
just in case.
in Maui, if you ever want to tell yourself you're doing coke and actually do meth, go check out the UH Maui dorms. A lot of drug dealers there. It's because you can just rent the rooms too. It's not really the dorms. It's just cheap.
Wait,
rent.
what? So it's just all sorts of people there?
Yeah, it's all kinds of people. You don't even have to be going to the school, I don't think. And like going to the school is a very loose. It's a loose term. You know what I mean? You can have one class a year and just be going to the school. You know, I'm in my 9th year of culinary school. If anyone want to buy some cocaine,
I'm learning how to cook meth.
that's chemistry.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm so bad at it. I don't understand.
That'd be great. Someone who wanted to learn to cook meth and they took cooking class instead of chemistry.
I'm learning all this stuff about aioli and it's not translating.
Like my meth has a nice like aroma to it, but it's also not meth.
Yeah, no, meth is 1 part meth, 1/2 cups water. Like, no, that's rice.
Yeah.
You're thinking of rice.
How many eggs do I use?
Actually, to make a really good batch of meth, you need just a little bit of cumin, a little bit of jerk seasoning, and a little bit of sodium nitrate.
Yeah, you want to make sure you use a spoon to mix up your eggs instead of like what are those things called? A whisking spoon?
Yeah, a whisk or something.
Whisk.
I whisk for more meth. Oh, these are pretty good. That's a good warm up. I'm warm. I'm feeling ready. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling warm.
Who's your worst teacher?
My first teacher was also a kind of pointless class. It was
your worst teacher, I mean.
Well, actually, no, I had 2 worst teachers.
Okay.
They're both teachers that absolutely hated me for no real reason.
Well, yeah, I can see why.
One was typing class.
When did you take typing class? This is the difference between our ages right here. When did you take typing class?
It was 9th grade. And
ninth
it was
grade?
And it
Okay.
was an elective that most people didn't take yet because not everyone realized.
Yeah, you fucking nerd.
Well, not everyone realized you
dweeb
need to
taking
type.
typing. That's that old Patrice O'Neill joke.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I didn't learn how to type. But yeah, typing was for nerds, dude. Why'd you take typing, you fucking loser?
I was a nerd at that time. Like I wanted to.
Why didn't you take auto shop like a man?
Because I wanted to work on computers instead of cars.
How come you hated this typing guy so much?
It was a
What did he do?
lady, and she was just really shitty to me. I guess my brother had her, and she hated him too, and he told me that. And then I don't know if she just saw the last name and was immediately. I couldn't even tell you what she did. She was just would single me out for no reason. It's like we're learning to type. Calm down.
And why are you so angry?
Then we'd have to type up stories, and I'd always just type up mean stories about a fake teacher that was just her.
That's probably why she didn't like you.
I mean,
She's like, her name was like Mrs. Smith, and you're like, Mrs. Myth is the dumbest bitch.
Yeah, kind of. But that came later. It wasn't. I didn't start.
She was actually mad. She wasn't mad about the stories. She was mad because they were so horribly typed.
I was just typing up too slow.
Not only are you insulting me, this is impossible to read. This is fucking awful.
Your typing is unlegible.
Yeah. Such bad. There's like a bunch of D's and H's in there that don't belong.
My typemanship. It's like, you're all thumbs.
You can tell you're heavy on the thumbs with how big the spaces are between every word.
And then my other teacher didn't like me, was a physics teacher. And that was because I just drew in the back of the class with my buddy Chase. And she hated me. She I would lay down on my desk because I just didn't care about the class, and she'd throw things at me.
And you didn't go to college?
Yeah, weird, right?
Actually, in college, the professor would have been like, see, Eric knows how to manage his stress. Let's all lay down on the desk and think about assignments.
Let's do some breathing exercises.
Yeah. It's actually very spiritual. Cool.
Yeah, those stories suck.
Anything else?
No.
I made ribs 2 nights in a row. Did I tell you that?
Nice.
2 nights straight of ribs, dude. My life rules right now.
Made a whole set of human ribs.
No, they were pork ribs.
Well, I mean, I didn't think you made human ribs.
They weren't people.
I mean,
they weren't people
you
ribs.
made enough of them.
I bet the first day I would have made enough for a human. I think pigs are bigger than people. In the rib area, I mean.
They have more of them.
You know what I mean? Like, pigs are mostly rib. It's like ribs and then legs. And that's pretty much it. And then a head on top of it. Head, neck, ribs.
Stubby legs.
And legs.
I think humans' legs taste real good since we're mainly legs. Well, we're not mainly legs, but we're a lot legs.
We're at least as much legs as pigs are ribs. I bet, yeah. I bet the legs would be the most delicious part of a person. I don't think I'd like the arms. Like the wings, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
wings. People wings would be gross. I wouldn't like that. But legs, I'd eat a person's leg. Not even like if I just had to. If I just they're just a leg.
Just laying around.
Hey, we eat this. I'm like, yeah, I'll eat it. I'll take it.
I'll take the leg. I'll
take the leg.
We were gonna bury it with the person it's attached to, but I guess.
Is it gonna get cold if I don't eat it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's actually.
Yes, it will.
Well, then I'll eat it. Well, that's not what the problem is. We're not trying to avoid it getting cold. Well, I mean, if it's good, I don't want it to go bad.
Yeah.
I don't want it to.
Yeah, I don't want
to have to.
I don't want to waste food.
They're better fresh. I don't want to have to heat it up later.
Yeah, I imagine people is
no, you're not going to be able to heat it up later. We're going to bury it. All right. Like an underground oven?
Yeah.
What are we, like an emu? Are we doing an emu? I think that's Arlington National Cemetery, just one big soldier emu.
I would love to see someone go and put an apple in someone's mouth when they're in there. It's it's the viewing and stuff of the dead, and just people will put a memento for them to be buried with. They just stick an apple in his mouth.
Just chopping up garlic in the casket. Throwing it in. Hey, where's his coat? And it's no, I decided on a salt crust instead. I think that's much better. It's like a branzino.
Yeah. It's I used shake and bake.
I don't know. I like Arlington National Emu is really funny to me. Ma'am, I'm sorry about your son, but he died for his country, and you know what? He'll be delicious now after we put him in the National Emu. That's why all the caskets are apple wood, because they smoke better.
Yeah, they're on planks more so than in caskets.
Yeah, it's not really as much a casket as it is like a. Why'd you put my son in a barrel? Well, it's a smoker, actually, ma'am, and it.
This person's on a spit. We just wanted to make sure you got to see the 360 view of your dead uncle.
It's an open casket thing. So she's on a spit. You rotate. You get into the military, rotisserie brigade. What does that mean? Nah, don't worry about it. Just get in there. Rotisserie? I thought you were the smoking brigade. That's okay. That's fine. Rotisserie will be fine. I think this means only the generals get to eat the dead soldiers.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I think that's fair.
That's why else did you become general?
Yeah, exactly. If you live long enough, you get to eat all the soldiers and gain their spirit or something like that.
Get their powers.
Gain their powers.
That's how you remain general.
I don't know how war works. I imagine it's something like that.
That's how war worked at one time.
That's how That's how the Polynesians taught war. So if you eat the heart of your enemy, you get their vigor. All right. Well, we've covered about everything. You want to just be done? You want to just call it?
That was long. We're like
eating dead soldiers in high school.
We are getting closer and closer to just doing a nothing podcast, where it's just we joke about things.
We should just
and then we do our actual real one that's so much harder.
I think the first one is funnier too. That's the worst part.
Oh man.
Well, thanks for listening to the warm-ups.
Thank you, Patreon people.
Cheers. I have a little tiny espresso glass, and it looks really funny.
I thought your hand
you can't
was
see
just giant.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, what happened to your hands?
That maybe you ate some human hands and yours.
Yeah. No, I haven't eaten them yet. They're someone else's hands. And I'm holding one.
You're just using someone else's hands.
I'm saving them. I'm using someone else's hands to hold.
I just got to use it before it goes cold. I don't know.
Yeah. These weren't like fall off the bone how I like them, so I can use them as a third hand.
Imagine how easy the show would be if that was it and that was all we did this week. And then I just put it up.
I know.
I didn't edit it. I didn't do anything. we didn't write. We didn't do animation.
I didn't get in this business to complain about success. I got into it to not even have it.
Success is a state of mind.
Especially when that's the only kind of success that you have. It's the thoughts and prayers of money. You know what I mean? You're like, thoughts and prayers, I hope you feel better. Like, success is a state of mind and not just my dad having a company. Yeah, dude, it's all, I believe in that stuff, though, the whole, your mindset will get you where it's going, you know? That's why I'm staying positive about everything.
Oh, yeah, it's
even though we just
important.
lost a follower. We lost 2 followers today, which is nice.
Which is a lot when you, it's a lot. That's a half.
It's a lot when we're not also gaining any followers on a regular basis.
We lost 0.5% of our followers, which is how many people the coronavirus is killing.
Oh my God. Maybe they're dead.
So
Did they get the coronavirus?
Is that correlated?
And
I don't know.
Maybe their last action in life was unsubscribing from our show. like with their dying fucking strength. They're like, no. I don't have time to say I love you. Pull out my phone. I gotta unsubscribe from that horrible cartoon I on YouTube.
No, it's their best. It's their best friend who came to wipe their computer of all the porn and everything, and they're like, "Well, this is also embarrassing." They're subscribed to.
They're like, "Well, I don't like this." I'm sure they wouldn't have wanted people to remember that they like this. Well, to everyone who unsubscribed, I hope you are dead. And
you're dead to us.
For everyone that stuck around and is listening, thanks for listening. We hope you're alive.
Yeah. Keep being alive so we don't lose any more followers. That's really the only reason we care. Let's get on it. Let's record. Thanks for listening to the Two Dumb Babies Secret Podcast. As always, we'll be releasing new episodes of Two Dumb Babies every Monday, and we'll be releasing the Secret Podcast every other Thursday. Unless you're a Patreon subscriber, then you can listen to them every Thursday. Subscribe now at patreon.com/twodumbbabies.